Hey guys, got Puzzle Fox back at you again here. Back out in the garage with the Danger Ranger. The Hot Rod 5.0 push rod V8 powered Ranger. So, thought I'd get back out to work again and show you what I'm doing. He had some really bad tint in the windows. You can kind of see it here. I don't know, maybe, maybe not. But if you get real close, maybe you can see like this tint was bubbling up, and it was on the driver's side window. As you can see here, I got it all pretty much cleaned up now. I got this window all done. I used a heat gun. You can see it sitting there, but I got this window kind of cleared off, but it's looking pretty good here. All cleaned up all along the edge here even. But what I want to do is get all the tint out of the windows, get the tint out of the quarter windows, get the tint out of the back windows. And my son, he didn't, well, neither of us, I shouldn't blame my son, but we didn't know the trick to getting all this window tint film off. So as you can see here, it's like even sticking here at the bottom of the window, so it doesn't hardly want to roll down past the trim. But you can see it, it's all this adhesive along here. So what I got here is a razor blade, or I have a razor blade somewhere here, and the heat gun. And I'm just gonna go around and try to get all this stuff off of the windows. And once I get kind of the hang of that, I wanna try to get that window, that old window tint film off the inside of the windows. This one's not bubbled up as much, so that side must have sat. I know this truck sat outside for a few years before we bought it, so I'm guessing that side was the side that was sitting in the sun most of the time, would be my guess anyway. So what I want to do is get that off of here. I think I want to take this little vent shade off too, just because there isn't one on the driver's side. But first things first, getting that adhesive off. So I might put this thing on time lapse and try to get some footage of getting this film off the windows. You can't see it too good. Well, you can kind of see it from this side, but it's pretty nasty stuff. So we're gonna get it off of there. See it all around the window there. So I just got a regular little razor blade. Just gonna try scraping on the window here using some heat. And I just wipe it all off. And you can see that's the adhesive from the other window on the other side. So I'm just gonna continue on. It set on about kind of a medium heat. And I think I'm gonna have to pop the door panel off to get this bottom of this tint off. So my whole plan is to get as much of this adhesive off with the door panel still on. And then I'll probably pop the door panel off and get I think there's the tint goes back down behind the weather stripping in or the trim strip or whatever in the door. I'll probably get some window cleaner that has ammonia in it to take any of that leftover adhesive off. It's actually coming off easier than I expected it to. We kind of want to keep the heat gun moving so it's not heat soaking just one spot. A lot right here. You can see it just peeling off. I'm getting closer down here. I got everything cleaned off on here. I'm just going around the edge of the window now. I've actually just kind of stuck with using the razor blade and kind of holding it up on edge a little bit more and getting around this edge of the window, and it's coming out pretty good. At first I was seeing some streaks but they were on the other side of the window, so I just used some window cleaner and wiped that off. But I think my son will be pretty happy. He's coming home from college this weekend, so I wanted to get this window all done tonight, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's all done. So you can kind of see here, it's kind of hard to see, but you can kind of see that edge. I've done everything on this lower part of the window up to the part that when the window's up, you couldn't see it behind that vent shade that I think I'm going to get rid of. I'm going to talk to my son when he's home this weekend. But you can see it all around this edge here. Just got to get this edge done. Well, you can kind of see it just kind of scrapes that adhesive off and just wipe it off the blade. So I'm just going to keep working my way around the window doing this. It's actually coming off easier than I expected it to. You can see it kind of makes a line. I might put some heat in this window again. Finally switched and put a new razor blade in here, and it's going super quick now. It's just peeling it off so nice now. Coming off like nothing. Well, at least it did when the blade was super fresh, but it's still coming off. So I'm just going along, heating up this last little edge here. It's going pretty smooth now. Seems to help with putting a little bit of heat into it. It's been coming off pretty quick and easy. You can feel it feels pretty smooth here on the window. Right, had a battery die. Luckily I had one charged up here yet. So like I said, I'm just finishing up on this last little edge here. It's feeling pretty smooth. Took a little bit of effort to get around this window and get it all cleaned up, but I think I'm doing pretty good here now. Trying to figure out if this dirt that I'm seeing is on the outside of the glass or the inside of the glass. So find out here. Just kind of spray everything down again. So I'll show you how this is looking here in a second. Got the camera off. I had it mounted just to a little suction cup on the side of the window there. But as you can see here now, the window's looking really, really clear. So if you can remember before, there was little specks like in different spots on the window. Try not to smudge it up, but here's the big difference right here, ladies and gentlemen. Just nice and super clear. Just went around with that razor blade, cleared it all off. Barney approves too. But got all that stuff off the window, and it's good to go. Nice clear window again. I think I mentioned before, I'm gonna take the door panel off when I go to put tint back on the window, and I'll make sure to clean up any residual tint that's back behind this stripping here. And I think there's just a little bit up in that corner, and I don't know how I'm gonna get that, but I think I'll be pulling that out of here. This vent shade is going to come off, I think, just because it's missing on the other side. Either that or we'll buy some new vent shades and put them on here, but I don't know, I kind of like the looks of it better. without that vent shade around the window. It just looks a lot cleaner. I know my son likes it to help keep the windshield from fogging up. He can crack the window open since it doesn't have a AC, but it's got working defroster. But either way, that's where we're sitting at now. Next step, we'll be getting the tint out of the windows. I don't know if I'm going to do that yet tonight. What do you think, Barney? Should we get the tint out of the windows tonight, bud? I think Barney wants me to go inside. So we're gonna call it quits for tonight. Back out here working on the Ranger again. Working on getting tint out of all the windows. I was gonna show peeling it out, but I'm thinking this tint was some pretty old crappy stuff. But you can see this center window section, I got it peeled out of here now. And hopefully it shows up on camera here, but you can see all the streaks of adhesive. I tried using heat, I tried pulling it different ways. This window is about the best looking one. Maybe if you can see it on camera here, but this tint was really bubbled up and it came out in a bunch of pieces. I was trying to peel it out and keep it solid. This window you can kind of see it kind of came out in about 3 different pieces. So, but it left adhesive on the window, and I know you're not supposed to use a window cleaner with ammonia in it on window tint. And you can kind of see here, this was about the worst window. Sprayed some window cleaner, and that adhesive that's left on the windows is pretty much coming right off. So just kind of thought I'd show you that. I'm gonna work on getting these windows cleaned up, and I'll show you the final product when it's done. Well, once the windows are all tint free. And I do have new tint sitting up on the workbench, and I'm gonna give this a shot in here of tinting the windows. I'm getting ready to call it quits for the night. Just thought I'd show how this is looking. I should have took a before shot when there was still window tint in it, but it's maybe kind of easy to tell that the windows are pretty clear right now. Like I said, I used a window cleaner with ammonia in it. The adhesive goop off the windows. And if you remember, this quarter window was really bad. You could see like even the bubbles that were left in the adhesive, but it's all nice and clear now. So next step, learning how to tint.